So by 1962, were you getting your own prescriptions?
62, yeah.
And what if you ran out, or Elvis ran out?
We'd go get some more. We didn't have any problem. One time, in 1966, at the ranch one day, Elvis says, I need you to fly to Vegas, because Dr. Shapiro also had an office in Vegas. He said, I need you to get me some stuff from Shapiro and fly to Vegas. I said, okay. I said, I'll call Dr. Shapiro. So I called him and told him what I needed. He said, okay, just come by the office and get it. So I flew out there. He gave me like 4 prescriptions. I went to 4 different drugstores and flew right back home the same day. I get home, I give the stuff to Elvis, and Elvis looks at me and he says, I forgot something. You need to go back out there. And I looked at him, I said, today? He said, yeah. So I had to call Shapiro again and tell him I'm coming back out. So I went back out, and same thing. I flew back again that next day. So I gave it to Elvis, and I looked at him, I said, don't call me again. I'm not going back out. I went home to get some sleep, and I'll be damned if the phone didn't ring. I had to go out the 3rd time. This time, because I had made the rounds of all the drugstores in Vegas at the time, Sonny was in California. So I called Sonny and I said, Sonny, I'll meet you in L.A., I'll buy you a ticket and fly to Vegas with me so that he could get some prescriptions filled, because I couldn't keep going back to the same drugstore. And so Sonny met me. We got the prescriptions from Shapiro. Sonny took some drugstores, I took some. We got the pills, went back to the Sahara Hotel because we had to wait 2 or 3 hours for the flight. They gave us a room to stay at because that's where we used to stay before Elvis started performing. Sonny and I flew to L.A. I flew from L.A. back home. I gave him to Elvis and I said, I'm damn serious this time. I'm not going back again. Okay, don't worry about it. I go home and I go to sleep. And I'm home by myself. My wife and children were out. There's snow on the ground, there's ice, and I'm sound asleep after taking some sleeping pills. And I hear banging on the door. And like I said, you get real grouchy. Well, I was cussing. I didn't know who it was, didn't care. I said, get away from my fucking door. Who there? And it's Elvis. And I yelled at him. I said, I'm not going again. He said, open up the goddamn door. I said, okay. I opened the door, and I'm just in my undershorts, and it's freezing outside, and he's standing there with Red West. And he says, come on downstairs, I want to show you something. I said, come on downstairs. I said, I don't want to say nothing, because I thought he was going to bribe me, sir, which is a habit he would get into. If he wanted you to do something, he'd give you something so that you'd feel obligated. I said, Elvis, I'm freezing. He said, well, you don't need to put no clothes on. I said, Elvis, I got my undershorts on. There's ice, freezing weather out there. He said, just come on downstairs. So I ran downstairs real quick, and I'm standing there like this, and he hands me these keys to a Ford Ranchero. And he said, here, this is yours for what you did the last 3 days. I said, are you kidding me? He said, no, I'm not kidding. So he gives me the keys. He said, get in it. I opened up the door, and I see Priscilla's initials. He had given me Priscilla's Ranchero, and then he and Red got in the car and just took off.